In any relationship or marriage anywhere in the world, nothing is ever guaranteed, and that goes without saying. So many guys from all over the world seek out Filipinas, mostly online, because they have heard that Filipinas can make wonderful partners, companions, and wives, which all is certainly true. But for some, it just doesn't work out, and can, on occasions, turn out to be the biggest mistake of your life. And in this video, I'll give you the heads up for the many reasons of why this can and does happen with some foreign guys. So be sure to stay with me here. Now, right at the start, I want to say that sometimes relationships break down when seemingly the couple have done everything right from the early days of dating right through to the marriage and then beyond. Simply, people's thoughts and feelings change as they get older, and they may just realise that this person, after all, wasn't really compatible for them. This is simply life, and sometimes things happen, and so you move on a little wiser for the experience. Having had this YouTube channel for the past couple of years, I do see guys in the comments who will be very down on Filipinas after they've had one or two failed relationships, or perhaps they've heard other people's stories and believe all Filipinas are the same. Some of the most common stories that I tend to hear are things like the Filipina, after she came to their country, ran off with a younger guy, or as soon as you stop her sending money home, that the relationship will end, or she'll stop sleeping with you. Well, my answer to that is that these guys are only telling us the end part of the story. We're simply not hearing the whole story from where they met, how long they knew each other before entering into a serious relationship, what was discussed around sending money home, what was the age difference, and in general, how well did the couple really know each other. You see, if you get the full backstory, then it will certainly create a whole new aspect as to why the Filipina may have run off with another guy. And yes, perhaps that was her intention all along, and because he never took time to get to know her, he failed to see the reality, while perhaps those around him knew what was coming. Or perhaps he never spoke to her about the many important issues that couples need to discuss, especially where money is concerned, and if he did, then her wanting to send money home to her parents each month would not come as a surprise to him. Or perhaps he just started not treating her very well, either in person or online, and she had enough and moved on without him. Many videos I do on this channel are to try and help guys to avoid such situations, but the reality is that there will always be guys who race in quickly with no thought of the consequences until it's too late. And then all of a sudden, the Filipina is the worst in the world, and all Filipinas in their mind are just as bad. It's a funny thing that when one gets embarrassed by being the last to see something so obvious that many others have seen and possibly even told him about, that the person can try and hide their embarrassment or shame by verbally bashing the Filipina rather than accepting their responsibility in how things played out. To me, being in a relationship with someone deserves much serious consideration and thought, and I'm astounded when I see some foreign guys, and some Filipinas to be fair, jump in so fast without what appears to be a second thought. And to me, when this happens, I believe both of them are entering the relationship for the wrong reasons. And when that happens, it's really no surprise that it all goes wrong down the track. The foreign guy may be lonely or recently out of a relationship, and he's awestruck by a much younger and very beautiful Filipina paying him a lot of attention, where he fails to see many glaring red flags staring him in the face. And for this type of Filipina, perhaps she's very desperate to marry a foreign guy and start a new life, or to gain good access to his money, or possibly even both. It is true that some Filipinas aren't interested in the man himself, but more for what he can give her, and when that need has expired, so will the relationship. But guys should be really far more aware to this when dealing with a woman in general, but more so when looking for a woman in the Philippines where poverty abounds. The reality is that it doesn't matter how good or honest the person seems at the start, because simply you don't know each other well enough to make a good and clear judgment call. And as I said in a recent video, which you can check out in the card above, it takes at least 18 months of video chats, meeting each other in person, and spending much good quality time together before you'll really see who that person is, to the point that you can make a good judgment on whether they're the right person for you or not. Rest assured, meeting someone online from another country is an awesome way to start what could lead into a solid relationship. I have no doubts about that whatsoever. But the problem can come when people start to feel something for the other person and then feel the need to escalate things rather than see how it all works out over time. It's a bit like gambling on a poker machine. At the start, things are going great and you get win after win. But soon enough, the tables turn, and before you know it, you've lost the lot. Relationships can be and are unpredictable at the best of times, but especially in that first 18 months. Make no mistake that dating and marrying a Filipina can be the best relationship you will ever experience if you play it smart and take plenty of time to be sure to get to know who she really is. For those of you that may want to be doubly sure that she's genuine and not a scammer or trying to take advantage of you and other guys at the same time, then you can check out my affiliate link in the pinned comment and description to Love Guardians. They're experts in cybersecurity who can run many legal checks on your Filipina to give you a good idea if she's genuine or not. Love Guardians could very well save you much money and heartache. But at the end of the day, you don't want to be one of these guys going around being so down about all Filipinas. It's much better, I can assure you, to be one like myself who has done it right and have a wonderful relationship with a good Filipina. So for those foreign guys who think they can take shortcuts and really not use common sense or life's experience to find a good Filipina, then you most likely will end up being one of those bitter foreigners who've made the biggest mistake of your life with a Filipina. And again, I'm just calling it how I see it, whether some people like it or not. For more valuable information and tips around having a successful relationship with a Filipina, be sure to check out the playlist on screen now. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.